It's Friday, and that means that it is time for me to tell you a story. Hi, guys. Welcome to Lily's News. My name is Lily. I'm seeing Crystalline and Deborah in the chat. Hey, how are you guys? I hope you are well. I hope you are good. Happy Friday. Happy 1st of March. Happy Women's Month, right? Or it's a Women's Month, I think. What is that month? Very cool. Guys, I told you last week after the whole, whatever that man's name was, I can't even remember, that we were going to talk about the who the fuck did I marry, epic tale from TikTok. I have to communicate this with you, because I am exploding on the inside. So we're going to go through the story of it today. I'm just going to tell you about it. I'm not going to sit you through 500 minutes of TikToks because one, who's got that kind of time? And three, you've got me to do that for you. And then I'm going to go through some of the updates, some of the what happened afters, and where we are to literally today. Literally things are happening the moments before we went live. So I pulled all of the TikToks from this one person's page, their personal TikTok page, and I pulled them all to show you guys today later in my show, and they are now gone. So in between 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock, this whole TikTok page is completely gone. So I am enamored. I am shocked. And I said to myself, if these disappear, I'm going to be mad that I did not screen record them. And that's exactly what happened. They disappeared. I did not screen record them. So I am so sorry, but we have so much to get through. We have the most wonderful story. And if you guys have watched it, please feel free to fill in. I'm going to try to go from beginning to the end like she did on TikTok as well, just to kind of fill it in. So let's just jump into this story. Let me, I'm like, is it because it's like getting warm? How's the weather for you? Is the weather okay? How are you? What's going on? What's happening? Okay. Risa Tisa on TikTok decided to share with us a very tough time in her life. She went on TikTok and she started with her intro video saying, hey, I'm going to share with you the story of me meeting, I'm not going to say falling in love, marrying and divorcing and the hereafter of a pathological liar. So this is the person who has been through hell and back, and she has decided to share her story online. She created a 50-part series. I don't even want to say created a 50-part series. Her story took 50 parts of 10-minute TikToks. And she went into such amazing detail. She shared really intimate parts of her life and her relationship that she didn't necessarily have to share, but she wanted to share and she needed to kind of get it out. It was cathartic for her. It was hard. It was tough. But she did it. And we, I don't want to say we get to benefit from it. We get to learn, because I can honestly say that not everybody, not even half of everybody, would experience anything like this, because this is some next level shit. So Risa Tisa starts off by sharing her, how she met how she met the man. And she met the man online dating in late 2019, early 2020, right before the pandemic happened. She matched with him on 2 different dating apps. And what she didn't quite catch or kind of notice was that the 2 people that she matched with on 2 different dating apps were the same person, but they had different names. One was a nickname and one was like a given name, birth name, legal name. So that was already like red flag number 1. Why are you not just putting your name the same on everything? Like, why are you, I feel like dating apps shouldn't be like a testing of like, oh, is this keyword gonna get me a match? Like, just use your name, because your name is your name. And I feel like that's a weird conversation. Like, oh, hey, I'm Katerina on an app, but like in real life, it's like, hey, nice to meet you, I'm Lily. What? You're starting off with a lie. It may not be a really important lie, but in my opinion, like, already bad. So they match and they planted little date. I think Cheesecake Factory. So she's a smarter. I don't want to say older. She's not in her 20s. I don't know exactly how old she is. I would assume mid to late 30s. Is what my assumption is, due to the information that we get later on in the story. So I would assume that. So they're not like children. They're not babies. They're not like fresh out of college or even fresh out of high school. They're adults. They're grown people with jobs and money and cars and homes and things to do, right? So they decide to meet up. No one's picking anyone up because why are we doing that on the first date? And on the way to the first date, Miss Risatisa's tire blows on the highway. Pull over. She's got to pull over. Her tire blew on the highway. She's got to pull over. Now, Miss Risatisa is a biblical woman. She's a godly woman. She says her prayer. She goes to church. She believes in God, the Catholic Christian God. I don't know anything about religion. The Lone Wanderer's Bunker, Cheesecake Factory. I listened to the whole story last night. What a wild ride. I have listened to it 3 times, I think, now, in different forms. Oh my gosh. And I'm still enamored. I am still in shock. So her tire blows, and she's a kind person, like kindness kind of first. So she calls and says, hey, like, my bad, my tire blew on the way to the date. And sorry. And he's like, oh, well, where are you? We'll get you to the tire shop. There's one right around the corner. We'll get you a new tire. We'll get your car sorted out so we can go on this date. And so he meets up with her. They go to the tire shop. They get a new tire. He pays for it, like all of it. And then on the way into the Cheesecake Factory, they're holding hands. First date, you've met this person literally once, and she had the moment of like, wow, he looks like the pictures, so that's good. I wasn't being catfished or anything. And they're already holding hands, like physically touching, hands holding. I could never. That is amazing. But like sometimes, like it's no big deal. Plus it's just holding hands. And this was pre-pandemic, so we all have a little different mindset about that. So they go on the date. It's a good date. La da da da. A couple weeks later, they're getting to know each other. They're going on dates. They're doing this. They're doing the thing. Not the thing, but they're doing the thing of dating and getting to know each other. The pandemic, boom. Shut down. Everyone needs to quarantine. It's get inside. We will get inside, right? We all remember we can go back there. We may not want to go back there, but we all have that memory. Go inside. So he's new to the area. He just moved because he's got a job, and they're like, oh, he's got a job, and he's got like a 1-bedroom apartment, or like just like a little thing. He's just got a little thing. He's just got a little thing, a couple things, a little thing. She has a 3-bedroom townhome that she's been renting for a few years because she's incredible. Like, go off, right? Feeling kind of judged, I held hands on the first date. TLDR, we've been married 13 years in June. Well, I'm glad you've been married for 13 years. That's really awesome. Congratulations. I personally couldn't. I just couldn't. I would be so nervous. My hands would be dripping wet. My boyfriend, I don't even think I like touched his arm until like 3 weeks into like dating. Like, I don't even think I like... I think I shook his hand, and then immediately I was like, I am so sorry. I'm not a big toucher. I'm not really into like, I'm not a big, anywho. So quarantine happens, and it's like, where are we going to quarantine? So of course it's going to be in the 3-bedroom townhome that's probably really nicely decorated and clean and feels like a home, because I feel that's just like the vibe that I get from Risa. Like she's gonna make her house her home, you know, like she's comfortable, it's cozy, it's warm, it's probably really great lighting. Like they never turn the big light on, it's always lamps. Like that's the kind of vibe I got from Risa. And so immediately he was like, okay, well, if we do this, I will pay the bills. Like, don't worry about the bills. And she's like, oh, okay, slay. Like, right? Like you're gonna pay the bills. You're gonna pay the rent, the power, the electricity. You know, she's like, I'll pay, you know, like my phone bill, you know, like just like little thing. He's gonna go get groceries. I'll pay for groceries. Okay. I don't see a problem with this, right? If you're home first, you make dinner. If I'm home first, I'll make dinner type of thing. If I make you clean. If I, you know, if you cook, I'll clean type of deal. Super easygoing, super fine. And so they did it. They did the thing. And slowly the lies started trickling in. And now I feel like Risa was like, I'm going to put more than just the blinders. You know those sunglasses that go all the way around, that are just kind of like big black blocks and they like cover the sides too. I feel like those were the blinders that she had when it came to the red flags, and her eyes were just kind of darting away from them, which is fine, which like is not a judgment. It's just an observation, which I think everyone is able to make, that she darted away from the red flags because there were perks that were happening from this. That does not take away that she is in fact a victim of this man, who we will call Legion, which I never actually looked up, but I know my boyfriend grew up in the church, and when I told him, of course, you know, you tell everyone, you tell like your significant other, like, oh my gosh, did you see this thing online? When I told him that her nickname for him was Legion, he looked at me like, eyes went big. He's like, oh my God, no fucking way. Like, that's crazy. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, make it make sense? Because I didn't even know. Like, I just thought it was like a nickname. I didn't know there was like a biblical reference to it. So I learned something. Legion means a large group, or in another parlance, it may mean many. What? It used to refer to the group of demons. Oh, okay. Demons. He's a demon. Okay. Period. Slay. Demon. So, okay. So we're going to call him Legion. That's what she called him. That's not his real name. We know his real name, but we'll get to that in a minute. We're going to call him Legion. His name is Legion. So Legion starts kind of slipping in these lies. He's got like WWE belts that I guess were pricey. He's got Invicta watches. How much is an Invicta watch? I didn't even look this up. Invicta watch. Oh, that's not how you spell Invicta. Okay, so I mean, they're not like, oh, okay, so they can be like $60 watches, which, I mean, it's more than a Dollar Tree watch. But okay, so they can get a little pricey. They're not like really, really pricey timepieces or anything. All right, so you got a couple hundred for a men's. Yeah, he's cuckoo. He's so cuckoo. So like he's got, to him, the things she said he had Cole Haans, which like honestly, like Cole Haan makes some nice shoes. I'm not gonna say like, you know, they're not like red bottoms or anything, but they make some nice shoes, comfy shoes, nice little boat style shoes. I love them. I like a Cole Haan. So he could dress. He's put together. He's got a job, and he said he used to work at Apple. And now he works for a condiment company in Georgia. So they're together, they're living together, and the lies are sort of slipping in. She's kind of darting away from him, you know, block, you know, just kind of being not for it, not here for it, right? And so the story goes, the way it happened is that they were living together, and it was her making mention that she doesn't want to raise a family in the county that she's living in Georgia. And so he's like, you know what? That's fair. Like, I wouldn't want you to raise a family in this area either. She's like, I'm thinking about moving. You know, we want to start getting this going. And so they start kind of looking at some houses, right? You know, and he's like, you know what? I have an approval for a home loan for $700,000. that's a lot of money. Like that's a lot of money to be approved. Like that's a good house in a not a big like metropolitan area. Especially like in Georgia. I'm pretty sure housing prices in Georgia in 2020 were really good. So like that's like a you're gonna get a really nice house for that. Up here, up past Albany, that'll get you like a 2 bedroom. That'll maybe get you like a 2 bedroom, like near train tracks or something. But you're not gonna find anything good for 700,000 a year anymore, because I'm looking. So there's that kind of starting to look for a house, right? And she's like, oh, okay, great, let's look for a house. They find a house, they find a realtor, da 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 da. Oh, it looks great. Everything has to be virtual because of the pandemic hitting hard. Like COVID-19 is hitting hard at this point. And then it's like, hey, so what about this house? I'm going to put an offer in. Okay. And so the offers are going bouncing around. There's like a good chunk of house stories. So I just want to like summarize all of them sort of in one. So when an offer on any of these houses, because there's a couple of them, on any of these houses was accepted, it was an all cash offer that he was offering. He didn't want to take the loan. He wanted to put in an all cash offer, which is like writing like a cashier's check straight up, handing it over, give me the keys, sign the deed type of deal. There's not, the home loans and this and all, it's like, here's the money. Here it is. It's all here. Count it. It's not like a briefcase full of cash, which is what I'm always imagine it to be. I would love to be that rich where I just carry around a briefcase full of cash, just like, I like to buy this house, please. And then it's like, and it lights up. So he puts in an all cash offer for these houses. When he puts in an offer. And of course, the sellers are like, I would love to see proof of funds because that's an amazing offer. We would love an all cash offer. Like that makes everything super easy. Less paperwork probably. I don't know. I've never bought a house. And so he would always say, accept the offer and then I'll show proof of funds. And then, the realtors would be like, you could show proof of funds first, and then they'll accept the offer. Like, if you have it and it's there, it shouldn't be a problem to show proof of funds. And he'd say, no. And the offers would always get denied. Like, we give you 24 hours notice to accept this offer, and then I'll show proof of funds. And they're like, no, we're not going to sign this paperwork and the money not actually exist. That's annoying. And then, also, like, why are you optioning yourself to get, like, sued? It doesn't make any sense. Oh my gosh. So anywho, I thought of something that I have to do, and so anyway, there was one time where it was like a really big deal. One of the realtors was like, and I'm out. Another time, one of the realtors, she kind of ran into the realtor later on after the deal was kind of kaputs and exploded. And she said, like, if you, like, I don't know what's going on, but if you would ever like to buy a house, or together or single, I will help you. But, I don't know what's going on. You should probably maybe figure that out as well if you're going to buy a house with this person. Then it moves into her getting pregnant. So this is where I could tell Risa really had a hard time, not just sharing the story, but reliving it and really feeling the effects of it. As someone who exists in a like a godly way, and she goes to church and pray, like she lives in that sort of realm that I don't, but I can appreciate her not wanting to have a child out of wedlock. I can appreciate her having those feelings of I guess shame for living with a man, for sleeping with a man, for being with a man outside of wedlock, and then also ultimately getting pregnant outside of wedlock. I can appreciate someone who feels that. I'm not shaming her for feeling that or experiencing that or going through that or anything. That is her belief in herself and her human and her body. But seeing her go through that was really, really quite tough. She got pregnant out of wedlock. And even though this was happening, she was still going to take care of the baby. She said, look, this happened. We have to get, we should really get married. He said, I agree. Let's go pick out a ring. They did those types of things. As the weeks go on, since she was a little bit older, she is plus size. So there was a high risk to the pregnancy that she was concerned about. And I'm not going to say anything that whatever happened. I think it was quite possibly God's way for her to say, hey, this ain't the man for this. Because unfortunately, she did have a miscarriage. It was very intense. Reminder, she's in Georgia in 2020. It was very intense for her, and it was very hard. She had a miscarriage, and she was given the 3 options to heal and process from the miscarriage. So she was given the option to just let it kind of pass naturally. She was given the option. So the baby inside was no longer alive. It was not a viable pregnancy due to the miscarriage. So it wasn't like there was anything extremely wrong with the baby and she was going to get an abortion. It was the baby itself just wasn't alive anymore. She was given the option to let it pass naturally, which is traumatizing. She was given the option for it's a pill that you can take to enhance the passing. It basically sends you into labor to pass everything. And that also is very traumatizing. She was also given the option for a DNC, which is a not complicated, but it's a procedure. That's the word I was looking for, that you have to go through, and you have to go in to the hospital and get it done, which is also traumatizing. So this whole situation was traumatizing. And it sucked all around. She chose the option of taking the pill to basically send the body into like a smaller level of labor to pass. And it's painful and it's scary and it hurts and it's hard and it's sad and it's all the emotions in your own home. You're prepared. The doctors tell you what's going to happen. They give you information. They try to warn you, but there's really no words that can describe, what is actually happening to the body at that point and along with your mind. And so all of that, I don't wish that on anybody. And so that happened. So she chose the pill. She went to the doctors a couple days later to make sure everything passed fine and everything was good. Unfortunately, it wasn't. So she did have to go and get the DNC, which was an issue when it came to Legion coming back to the hospital and picking her up to go home from this outpatient procedure. I feel for her. I had a miscarriage before. It's horrible. Yeah, absolutely. I've seen many friends go through miscarriages, and I don't even have words for the amount of pain that I've seen some of my friends go through. Not just the actual miscarriage, the processing of it, the next steps of it all. It is so heartbreaking for people who want to have kids and they go through a miscarriage. I don't understand it, and that's like one of the things. I know this is like a tangent. I'm not really into religion because, like, in my opinion, it's like if there was, and this is no offense to anyone who is like religious or godly, this is all me, this is my opinion, but like if there was a God, why would it put women who want to have a child and want to bring life into the world and care for it and love it and raise it, why would God put the woman through that pain? Also, like, why do kids have cancer? Like that type of thing, but that's just a little tangent that I have that conversation with my friends all the time. And we're like, oh, we have to think about it, it doesn't make sense to me. It will never make sense to me. But Risa made it clear that she was grateful in the end to not have had a child with this horrible, terrible, awful, horrible person. Now, throughout all of this process, Mr. Legion would be on the phone. He would be, he'd make phone calls. He'd be talking to his family, his brothers, his sisters, his cousins, his coworkers, his boss. He got a promotion to like a VP status in the condiment company that he worked in, and he'd be on the phone like, yeah, hey, oh my gosh, hey, yeah, Risa, yeah, no, he says hi. Did you hear that? Yeah. She says hi too. You did cookout this weekend? Oh man, I don't know with this COVID thing. I don't know. So that's what he would be doing on the phone, right? So he'd be having all these conversations on the phone, tapping in to the family. Keep in touch, reach out to your loved ones, COVID style. And she would never know who really is on the phone. But he was on the phone a lot. And so now he gets that promotion, right? He gets that like VP promotion. He's going to have access to the company helicopter. Hello. This is a bad sign. What do you mean? You work for is there a mustard emergency in Florida? Is there a mustard emergency in California? Like, what do you mean? The company helicopter? For what, my guy? You live like 40 minutes away. For what? So he's going to have pay raise, and he's going to have an executive assistant, and he's going to have a company car, right? Now, a little play with the executive assistant. When she was getting her DNC, she reached out to Legion, and Legion's executive assistant responded and said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, you're going through this. I'll pass this message on to Legion. What? Because Legion couldn't take her to the DNC because he was really busy at a meeting at the condiment company. Okay. So this drives me crazy. So blah, blah, blah. He's a jerk. He doesn't pick her up for like hours and hours and hours. Where was he? We don't know. He's an asshole. So moving on to the cars, there's a lot of car talk in her story because he's getting a company car. He's going to get more money, and the company car could be up to $90,000. What is it? Tax tag and something else is what she kept saying. Tax tag and title. $90K or less. Tax tag and title for this company car. And so they went all of the places. They went to all of them. They went to the BMW. They went to the Toyota. What's other car brands? They went to the Volvos and they went to all the fancy car places. Is Volvo a fancy car? I don't know. They went to all the fancy car places to get a car, and he finally found a car. What an a-hole is right. What an a-hole is right. Like absolute a-hole. He finds a car that he likes. They're test driving cars for weekends, like day in and day out, every weekend. Like they're going and test driving cars, because when he is wanting to get a car, he's also telling Risa Tisa that he's gonna get her a new car. So let's find a car that you like as well, Miss Risa Tisa. And so she's test driving this and test driving that and test driving this, and she's exhausted at this point. This is exhausting. She finally finds her BMW that she likes. Was it a 5 Series with cognac interior? I think that's like what it was. So she really wanted this BMW, right? He says, oh, they're going to send the money over for my car. The salesperson believed him, I guess. And he's on the phone going, hey, yeah. Can you fax that over? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They'll fax that over. Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll circle back with you once we get all this information, blah, blah, blah. Then they buy her car, right? He's like, yeah, you know what? Here we go. We're going to get you this car. And she's like, great. He tells her that in like 2 weeks or whatever, the day that it's going to be shipped between this time and this time. The car doesn't get shipped, doesn't get delivered between those times during the day when she's home. She was working from home. Doesn't get delivered. So she says, hey, Legion, The car wasn't delivered. Do you want me to call the car company? He's like, oh, no, no, no. I'll look into it. Of course you'll look into it. Of course you'll look into it because it doesn't actually exist. And so he's like, hey, yeah, the car got stuck on the truck somewhere. So, and she's like, well, good. Like, I'd rather, she knew at this point, the car doesn't exist. She goes, well, that's fine. I'd rather, it not be delivered anyway because I don't want this fancy car delivered to my neighborhood. It wasn't like a terrible neighborhood, but it wasn't the best neighborhood because her older car is still in the garage and she wants to get it. She's like, oh, okay. Okay, well, we'll just figure something else out, right? Accepting the lie and just kind of letting him get away with it. Why, I don't know. So, Miss Risatisa has gone through the process of being told that he was going to buy a house. At one point, he even said, we got this house, we put an offer in, let's go buy furniture and refrigerators and washing machines and everything like that. Tricked her. There's no car. He doesn't show up for her DNC. It's all just like a freaking nightmare blur for her, right? So we get into the sort of like next steps. She wants to move because she doesn't want to be there anymore. But she also wants to get answers. She's getting curious. Like, what are the answers that I can get? Because there are things that are just not adding up. So Legion comes home one day from work with a knee injury. His knee hurts. Ow. Right? Oh, my knee. Boo-hoo. And she says that he told her that it happened at work. He bumped it, something hit into it. Oh, my knee hurts. My knee. And it progressively and very quickly got worse. And then he's calling it, oh, it's an old football injury. Because I don't even think I told you guys this. The reason he has money, supposedly, is because he played arena football right out of college in California. Arena football. What's arena football, you ask? Good question. It's just football at the minorest scale. Lone Wanderer says, I told my husband the whole story. The only thing he side-eyes is the fact that he played arena football, and apparently that is a waste of a sport. LOL. Yeah, you don't make money playing arena football. You make like max $20 an hour when you're playing or like practicing, probably. Like, you're not making a crap ton of money playing arena football. It's just, you're just not good enough for, big league time, but you still want to keep playing and your body isn't broken yet. There's a little bit of money, a little bit of advertising, a little bit of energy there, but not a lot. Not a lot. You definitely don't have $700,000 from playing arena football for a couple of years to buy a house in an all cash offer. That you definitely don't have that. So now that we're kind of touching on the money, he made it clear that he has a couple bank accounts and that he has a good chunk of money in the Cayman Islands. And so, super normal because of taxes is what he said. I don't know why. She didn't ask questions sooner, but she started finally asking questions. So he's got a bad knee. Owie, booey, my knee. Ugh, I can't do anything. He's calling off of work. He's kind of just staying home in bed. He's not doing much of anything except chugging Powerade and losing a bunch of weight and saying, ow, my knee hurts. So one time he's kind of sleeping because he was taking those pain meds that Risatisa got from her DNC that she didn't take because she found out she was allergic to them, which I found out I was allergic to Vicodin the worst way possible. I feel you. It's horrifying. It's the amount of rejection that your body has if you are allergic to these pain meds is absolutely freaking psychotic. Oh, the poor baby got boo-boo. Get over it. Honestly, like, oh, you're poor knee, poor thing. So he was taking these pain meds. I'm sure he was probably reaching out and getting like pain pills from other places too. And she's like, you know what? I want to go to the doctors next time with you. I want to go to the doctors and see what's going on. Like, let's get you sorted out. You probably have great health insurance from your VP condiment job. So that never happened. Well, all the things never happened. The job, the doctors, all of it never happened. And so I love this. Is like, it's so crazy. I feel so bad for Risa going through this. So he's kind of knocked out. He's zonked out. Zilly zonked. And she grabs his phone because she's like, what the hell is going on? Right? I need answers. So she starts her digging. She's doing some digging, doing digging. And she sees that he has been messaging Peaches, who is a sex worker. I was going to say the P word, and that's incorrect. She is a sex worker. And they were going through, she went through the conversation, which was sporadical. You know, it wasn't like a daily conversation. But she went through the conversation when he was asking for prices. And then, you know, a day later he was saying, thank you. That was great. So sex worker, is it the greenhouse with the garbage can? Yes. You know, those types of conversations that you have before and after the act. Whatever he paid for is, you know, Peaches, you're better than this. You don't need Legion. You continue to do whatever you want to do with your life and your body and like go off, make that money, queen. Peaches, you're better than Legion's $40. Trust me. Trust me when I say that, Miss Peaches, you are so much better. You are so much better than his $40. I'm telling you, man, you should upcharge him. And like he has money to pay the house bills. He's got money to buy groceries. He's got money to make a car payment. He's got money for a sex worker. But, and I'll carry that but on in just a little bit. There was something else that I forgot to mention that I can't remember, that I forgot to mention. I remember, then I forgot again. She's getting a new job. She's looking for a new job. She wants to get a new job. She can sense things are sort of on the brink, on the change. She needs more money. She's got, you know, she wants to, you know, she did get like a newer car. She needs to make money for the car note. She just wants a new job. She wants to move. She wants better money. She files, she's, you know, hey, I'm doing this new job. I need your information, your social security number, because it's going to be a background check done on me, and it has to be done on you because we're married. And they randomly got married in all of this, right? She went through with the marriage, and it was just like, sign the papers, you're married. It was COVID. There wasn't like the energy there for a wedding. So she gets his social security number for this background check, and she notices that the social security number on the background check paperwork for her new job seems different than the one on her marriage license. So she does some digging, and the social security number that he put on the background check came up with like nothing. Like, this doesn't exist. This is not a thing. So I think that really kind of like triggered, like, oh my God, shit is going down. It's absolutely crazy. She files, so she gets a new job, She finds the divorce papers from Legion's previous marriage because she's like, I can't stop. I have so many questions. I need answers. So she finds the divorce papers. And now Legion was supposedly in California. He got married. He was playing his arena football, in California. And, but for some reason, the marriage to that person was in Georgia. And the divorce to that person was in Georgia. So she got all the information, and she finds the ex-wife's phone number. She gives the number a call. Maybe it's changed. Maybe it's the same. She gives the phone number a call. And this says, hey, I'm Legion's current wife. And the woman on the other end of the phone goes, "Oh my God. If you are calling me, it is bad." And she's like, "Yep. Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad. It's pretty fucking bad. It's really bad. It's really, really terrible. Can you give me some more information?" Now, let me pause here and let me go back for a little bit. There was a communication between Risa Tisa and Legion that if money was to be spent in the household, anything over $500, there should be a conversation about it, right? Of course, I think that's fair. So Legion, one day said, "Hey, I would like to send $2,000 to my ex-wife because her daughter," which he was still close to, he was close to that family, and the daughter passed away from COVID. It was not his daughter, it was his ex-wife's daughter. "Can I send some money, like $2,000, to help with the funeral and the services and stuff?" And of course, Risa, being a kind human being, "Yes, of course. You can definitely go do that. Absolutely." Like, and tell her if she needs anything else to reach out to us, right? Like, reach out, like, we will help you. She's on the phone with the ex-wife. Like, "Hey, I'm okay." So it's just, yeah, everything he tells you is a lie. It's all a lie. Everything's a lie. He's a lying bastard. Everything's a lie. And she's like, "Oh, okay, cool. One last question. How's your daughter?" Then the way we all gasped when we watched that video, the way we all gasped, "How's your daughter? How's your daughter? Is she okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, my daughter's fine." What the fuck did he say about my daughter, right? And she was cool. She was easy about it. She didn't say that she died, because that's fucking crazy. She said, like, "Oh, I think she, had COVID or something like that. I was just making sure." And she's like, "Sure," right? Like, I know he's lying about me and my family. Like, I know he's lying. Like, if you know the man, you know he's lying, and he's gonna bring up anything. So that everything just kind of right. It keeps going. So it finally gets to the point where Risa is like, "We gotta be done. We have to be done. This is the end. This is the end. The end of it. I am getting a divorce. Get up, get out. We're done." Right? Get out. All the lies. Get out. And he's been losing weight. He hasn't been eating. He's just been drinking and pissing in Powerade bottles. And his knee hurts. "Oh, my knee." Right? And she's like, "Get up, you'll be fine. You have so much money. Leave. Get out. I'm getting a divorce. Like, get out of my house. I will beat you like the bitch you are," which is the most amazing thing. And she's like, "There was no calmness. I will beat you like the bitch you are." Like, queen. She said, "I'm done. Like, I am done with all the lies. All of it's lies. It's all lies. It's all lies. This is a lie. This is a lie. This is a lie." He doesn't have sisters. He has a twin brother. He lied about people dying in his life from COVID, people who've already been passed on. He lied about only having one ex-wife when it turned out he has two ex-wives, and now he has three. He lied about literally everything. So at this point, she's like, "Get the fuck out." She's got her mom on the phone. He's got his aunt on the phone, and his aunt saying, "Oh, I'll send you money, babe. Just come home, baby. Just come home." And she's like, "He don't need money. He don't need money. This whole thing, he don't need money. He's got money. He's got money, right? You got money, right? Like, you got money, right? You got money, right?" Oh my gosh, Risa. Oh, I'm so sorry he had to go through that. So, get up, get out. He grabbed a couple bags of clothes, left everything else, left. Get up, get out. He drove to Philly, where he's from. Then he's coming back. She has divorce papers, like, ready to go, right? She's like, I need the divorce papers. They get in contact. "You have to sign these divorce papers." He's like, I'll get to it. And she's like, "Oh, that's cute." She goes and finds him, sign the papers. She's got, like, a notary, and, like, witnesses and everything. He missed the part in the papers that whatever's still in the house belongs to her. He took all of his belongings. All of the belongings that you took out of the house, yours. Everything in the house is mine, which will cause a problem down the line, of course. So they're divorced. Get the fuck away from me. Stay away from me. I want nothing to do with you. You are a lying bastard. Leave. She's going through stuff in the house. Oh my God, I can't believe it is 5:50. She's going through stuff in the house. She finds a bag with a bunch of paperwork in it, and it shows paperwork from, like, old jobs. He was a temp at the condiment factory that he, oh my gosh, what is that thing where you like load a truck, like the machine where it's like whatever that is. Forklift. He's forklift certified. Cool. Wow. 700K in the Caymans. And so he was not VP. He worked like construction. He worked at a cemetery, which was the same cemetery that he took Risa to show Risa where his grandparents were buried. Oh my goodness. My friend just got her haircut and she's, oh my gosh, she's so cute. Okay. So they did all that. Shit, what was I saying? Oh, the felony. This is like the moment where she was like really pissed off because she worked previously with state police. She wasn't a police officer, but she worked with them, like in the facility or something. And so she was actually married to a felon and that would be like a immediate stop in a relationship. If she found that out first date, she'd be like, all right, moving on. Right. Oh my God, Risa. So she was married to a felon. He was impersonating a police officer, by using, his father's badge, pretending to be like a police officer at like an apartment complex and like soliciting drugs and stuff. It was crazy. So he got a felon and was doing weekend jail. So she asked him, like, do you know what weekend jail is? Because I found this paperwork about weekend jail in your backpack that you left in my house that is legally mine now. And he's like, oh, I don't know nothing about weekend jail. Oh, liar. Liar. You're a liar. You went to weekend jail. I have so many questions, but my top three are: one, where did he get the money? Even with unemployment, he couldn't drop 500 on furniture. And two, what was his end game? Is he mentally ill? We are going to get to that in like right now. Yeah, absolutely. Because those are the questions. So there was some back and forth between them after the divorce was signed and all of this stuff. She's finding all this stuff out. She's found out that, there wasn't sisters. There was like a twin brother, and he essentially like stole the twin brother's identity and like life, like said the way like his twin brother lives is the way he lives and all that stuff. Reese Tisa, I am so sorry for you. Everything was a lie. And she's like, I still don't even have answers to all of the questions herself. But yes, so before we move on to what's happening right now with all of it, where did he get the money? I think that he lived pretty frugally. Like he wasn't spending a lot. And I think okay, so if you are doing weekend jail, you don't have time to spend your money on the weekend. Like if you work Monday through Friday and then you got to do a jail for the weekend, so money probably did save up a little bit, right? I know, like if I couldn't buy anything on the weekends, I would probably save a lot of money too. But he was working. Like I think his temp job turned into a real job, which is why he wasn't a temp anymore at the condiment factory. So I think there was money coming in. Not 700K to cash off for a house amount. But he also liked to Photoshop. And that my thought, because thinking about the money thing too, I was like, was he just really good at bouncing? Like, was he just like a planned check bouncer? Like, oh, we'll bounce this check, but by the time they figure that out, this money will be in to pay that off. And then, we bounce that check, and by the time they figure it out, the money will be in to pay that off. And she won't even know, like no notices will be sent out because they'll happen, in a week type of thing. I think that might have been the kind of energy as well. And if he did have a credit card, it's easy to buy groceries on a credit card. What was his end game is like the ultimate question. I honestly don't think there is an end game. I don't think there is an end game. I think it's just go for as long as possible. Go for as long as possible. milk it for as much as I can. I don't think there is an end game, which I think is because of quite possibly a mental illness. I know everyone's like, don't die, you can't diagnose anyone. I'm sorry. This man is mentally ill. I don't know what he has. I don't know what the illness is. I'm not a doctor, but this man has a problem. This man has a problem because it came out that this has been going on forever, since childhood, like for the entirety of his living, breathing life. This has been this man, a liar, a cheat, a conner. Like he is the ultimate con man, right? But like is really bad at like the cons that he could be doing, because he probably could be out here conning for a lot of money. He could probably be really like a really slick con man. But he's not. Like, he's just conning women, and I don't want to say desperate women, but like women with a little bit more desperation than not. You know what I'm saying? You know, women who are kind of coming up to almost like the end dates of, I need to get, you know, if I want to have a kid, it has to happen soon type of energy. Like, I don't have another 10 years. So yeah, I don't think there's an end game, and I think because it's not because he's a mentally sane, just really good at conning. I think he's mentally ill, really good at conning. So I don't know. I feel like there could have been really, really better cons to do than like just put women through turmoil. So anywho, so all that happened. That was shared on TikTok. It went absolutely, completely, incredibly viral. Each video in this 50-part series has like 6 million views. And so after that, Legion made himself present on TikTok. I mean, I think he probably was already on TikTok, but he like really made himself present on TikTok as a relationship coach. Good for him. Because that makes sense. He made himself a present on TikTok, and now I would show you them. I didn't have the energy to try to find all of them like in some compilation video, because I had them all, the ones I wanted to show you today, ready to go, sent, lined up, volume high, but he deactivated his TikTok between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. Jerome McCoy, his real name, because he came, I mean, someone found it, but like he came out anyway. Jerome McCoy deactivated his TikTok. It's no longer I can't see it. Unless I'm like somehow weirdly blocked on like multiple accounts. It's gone. But I can give you some of the vibe that he was putting on TikTok, because most of them are just pictures, so I just kind of grabbed some screenshots of them. Okay, so one of the first things that he put on TikTok was the notion that closure is necessary. Because someone responded to a video and they said, Risa don't want nothing to do with you. She doesn't need closure. Leave her alone. Stop harassing her. And he wanted to make the world know that closure is necessary, and that she will eventually come back to him, because she doesn't have the closure that she needs, because she like divorced him and ran away in his eyes. These are his view. He then it's so funny. He then posted a video which was just like a screenshot of like your notes app. And it is requirements in a female. Yep. It's a list of Jerome McCoy's requirements in a female. And it's not a long list, but it is not lazy, a good cook, cares for the man, is a woman of her word, knows her place as a woman in God's kingdom, big booty, right back to back, not a liar, interesting, breath don't stink in the morning, don't need to buy Tums for her heartburn, which is like the slander on the Tums, the Tums slander. Like, what do you mean? Like, you've never had a little bit of a You know, you never had a little bit of a burn. Tums are fantastic. They are, I always have Tums. Because why would you? I can't. The heartburn slander is absolutely ridiculous. Healthy cholesterol, which is absolutely wild. Won't kill my baby. Sent me to the fucking moon. Won't kill my baby. Won't eat junk food with my baby in the womb. I wanted to reach through my phone. If I could, I would. If I could have, I would have. Okay? This man is not okay. This man is not fine. Knows her place as a woman in God's kingdom, big booty. Like back to back. Back to back. I mean, he knows what he wants, but he is all of these things. He is lazy. I can honestly, I'm pretty sure he's not a good cook because Reese Tisa mentioned that he don't know how to season his food. Is a woman of her word, and then not a liar. Those are the same things. And you are also a liar. So like, I don't understand. He posted, he looks psycho. Yeah, he's not okay. He's not okay. He posted, just a text. And he said, I like leaving a permanent touch on my spouse's bodies even after they leave me, which made me kind of take a step back and be like, whoa, what is happening? Is that a threat? Because that feels like a threat to me. That feels like a threat to me. He posted his approval letter for $700,000 home loan, which is all just kind of pulled from Google Images. And then he posted his proof of funds. Let me actually pull this up. He posted his proof of funds because this is what we wanted. This is what all of the realtors wanted, right? The proof of funds, the proof of funds for your cash offer on a $700,000 home. Okay. Your proof of funds. So let me just make sure. Okay. Switch. So this is his, this is the Cayman Islands. Maybe can I hit play when it's like this? Maybe it'll go away. This is, okay. Yes. So this is, the Cayman National Bank, Mr. J. McCoy. Can't. Checking account statement it's just too much. So previous balance, 55 cents. Payroll deposit. Why are you depositing your paycheck directly into your bank in the Cayman Islands? This is all fake, by the way. This is like some last page of Google Images stuff. On here, where is it? It has a mortgage payment of $710, which put him in the negative, which is absolutely bonkers. What house are you? What house? Mortgage for what house? What's the address to that one? Because you haven't bought a house yet. You don't have a house. You haven't bought a house. So why do you have a mortgage payment? It's all absolutely bonkers. So with all this, Risa Tisa has made it known that the way that he came out, she wasn't really happy with because someone kind of outed him, and then he made himself on TikTok. He embiggened himself. Interacting with it isn't a really good idea because he's no longer on TikTok. I don't know what happened to his TikTok page, but interacting with it just doesn't feel right to me because in my opinion, he is not okay. He is so far from okay. Now, Risa Tisa, ever since, she has made it clear that she's going to take the trips that he promised to take her on her own. She has a bucket list of London and Paris. She's going on those trips. She might be getting a BMW. There's a little like BMW was like, we'll get you a car. And then Reese was like, okay, cool, thanks. And then like there's still no car happening. So BMW might be getting her the car. Hilton is helping her out with hotels for her trip abroad. Other places as well are gifting her little perks and gifts and time and space and energy, which I think is absolutely fantastic. It's great marketing, but I think is also really fantastic. I'll be mad if this is all a manufactured internet drama for views. I am invested now. The Lone Wanderer's bunker. Stop reading my mind. If this was all manufactured, which in my opinion, I've thought about it. I've thought so much about this. I've had that thought. In my opinion, I don't think it is. If Legion and Miss Risa Tisa got together and said, let's make this fantastic. Like, let's just go big. There's without a doubt, it won't go viral. It will go viral. If they got together and did that, I don't think the way that he came out would make sense or fit that narrative. Now, if Risa Tisa decided to make something, she's a fantastic storyteller. If she decided to do this and it's all for views, it's all fake, or it's a story that she read somewhere, or it's something that her friend went through instead of her, I would be so mad. I would be so mad because it's rare when I'm like online, like, oh yeah, that's fake. Like it's like, it's rare when I'm like, but is that fake? I hope that's not fake. Like I will open up the internet and be like, everything is fake. Everything is fake unless otherwise stated, or like proved. Give me proof, evidence that it's not fake, that it's real. If this is all fake, millions of people will be disappointed. There's a lot of people in the camp that this is fake. It's all lies. She just made it up. There's a lot of people in that camp. And there's a lot more people in I believe her and I stand for her and I will fight for her camp. I don't know. I hope it's not fake. I hope it's not fake because I've been talking about this for weeks. I hope I didn't waste all that breath on a fake but really good story. But I think the grace there is that if it is fake, it was really, really good. It was really, really good. I don't think it is fake. But if it was really good. If it is real, 100% real, it's really sad. If it's fake, it's really good. You know what I'm saying? So, Legion, just last night, was supposed to have an interview on the Simply Wavy YouTube channel. It was supposed to premiere last night at 6 p.m. And I'm going to play you the promo for it if you guys want to see it. So this was the promo for the interview that was supposed to premiere last night on YouTube.
He knew for a fact he had money because, again, I bought dinner, I did everything. Because I heard in the story where she said that we quarantined together during the pandemic. And I need to clear that up.
Was the Chase loan, the approval of the $700,000, is that a real thing?
I never went to my bank and needed to get approval of it.
Getting up every morning, talking to your brother. Who was on the phone? Was the proof of funds ever an issue?
To the two accounts I let her know about, I had 5 altogether, but she had access to them. She was able to go to the bank, buy what she wanted when she wanted to buy it. She did admit to me that when she was pregnant, that was the other gentleman's kid, not mine. There were all signs, but I ignored them because she was my wife, and she was saying she's trying to work hard, start taking care of somebody who don't appreciate it, and then you end up with a recent teacher.
This is a fucking crazy.
I told her the truth.
But I truly had no idea. Who the fuck am I?
Right? A really good edit. A really good edit. It was thrilling. It was, I was ready for it. I was there on the channel at 6 p.m. I was ready to go, and it just didn't happen. Many people were checking the Instagrams. We're checking the TikToks. We were given a warning that it was going to be late, but it was still going to happen. We were legioned. Oh, wait. Nope. There is the Instagram story that it says it's still dropping tonight, which was last night. We all got legioned into this interview as well, apparently, because there was no interview, never dropped, never happened. Let me just quickly double check before we skedaddle out of here that I am not made a liar. Simply Wavy. Nope. No video, no shorts, no nothing. Just the old content. It is not out yet. Will it ever be out? Probably not. Was it a good promo? Yeah, they did a good job. I was excited for that. They did a good job. I was excited. I was ready for that. I was open and willing to hear all the lies he was going to say, so I could be like, well, it's all lies. You're an idiot. It also looked like he was filming on like a 2004 Nokia. So that's interesting for someone who has so much money. Anywho, that's really where we are. He has threatened to sue. The ex-wife has come out and made her own video stating, you know, like, this is nonsense. This is like everything he said is a lie. I've been through so much. I'm finally healed. You know, I'm not going to come out and tell another Risa Tisa story because I don't want the drama. I don't want to relive it. I don't, you know, it wasn't for her, which is fine. The weird energy drama around it, people kind of digging in too many places that they don't really need to be digging. Take what is given to you, and accept it. I understand maybe double checking like a county or like looking up someone's name, but like digging into other stuff and like going too far and too beyond, is a little, not my vibe. So yeah, so that's Risa Tisa's story. You can still watch it on TikTok. She's that's it. I don't know. It's exhausting for poor Risa Tisa. This all happened within like 6-7 months of meeting, moving in, getting pregnant, getting married, getting divorced. He doesn't really last in a marriage more than 6 months, so, because it's happened before. So anywho, that's Risa Tisa, and that's the story that has been eating away at my brain, that I no longer has to eat away at my brain because I shared it. Thank you for being here. Thanks for watching. Any other questions or chats before I take off about anything? That was wild. I didn't even make a document. I didn't even have a document. I feel so bad for her. Yeah. I feel really bad for her. I know that she's had a few years to kind of gather herself and do the healing that needs to be done, you know, the therapy and all of that, the carrying on and moving on. I know she's had that time, but it's not hard to be lied to, and it's not hard to believe lies. You know, it essentially could have happened to anyone. And she made the story as like a warning. Like, if this can help one person, you know, ask a different question and search out a different answer for something that might be nagging at you in your relationship, then sure. And I think it has opened up a lot of people's eyeballs to a lot of things that, like, maybe you don't always know the person that you share a bed with. Dun, 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 dun. I hope she gets a lot of money from this. Like, I hope she gets like an HBO series deal or something. You know, it needs to be like high quality, like HBO, maybe like an Amazon Prime or like a straight Hulu sort of thing. Like, no Lifetime crap. Like, this is like high level, you know, limited series sort of thing. But oh yeah, okay. Well, I'm gonna go. That was a lot. Oh, my computer's having a moment.
Have you watched or seen the Lover, Stalker, Killer on Netflix yet?
No, I haven't watched it.
I'm dying to hear what you say about it.
Okay.
It's like an hour and a half. It's not a series. It's like one.
It's just like one doc.
It's like an hour 45 minute.
Okay, I'll watch it.
You gotta watch it. It's right up your alley.
I'll watch it. It's crazy. I'm just, this whole Reese Batista thing is just too much for me.
Oh, that's right. You told me about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. All right.
Dying to get the scoop on it. Your thoughts. Dying to get your tea on
My
it.
tea. I have to spill the tea on all the documentaries. All right, that's it, guys. I will see you guys next Friday. If you want to, I will probably be hanging out on my other channel this weekend. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Okay, goodbye. I don't know. You guys, was that good? I don't know. I don't know. I will see you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being you. And ask questions in your relationship. It is okay to ask questions. Don't be scared. No, I lied. Sometimes be scared of the answers. I don't know. Just be, go have fun. Stay safe. I will see you guys next Friday at 5 for some more tea. Spilling the hot tea. All right, be good out there. Thank you for being here. Bye.